and welcome to all of our AMI members and also to our guests who have joined us this afternoon. This presentation today will take us about 40 minutes, just so you know that piece, and there's an opportunity for Q&A as well. So if you've got any questions along the way, please put them into the chat and we'll answer them at the end of the presentation. We're also going to attempt to run through our website at the very end as well. So if you can stay up to just before 1, we will be going through that for those people who are interested in trying to see where everything is located on the website that we talk about today. So first of all, welcome, hello. My name is Bronwyn Powell. I am the CEO of the Australian Marketing Institute. I've been here for the last 18 months. And prior to that, I had a global marketing career for over 35 plus years. Today, we're going to take you through a tour of AMI with all the benefits you have as a member and why it is really great to be part of this fantastic community of marketers. So let me just first, before we start, do an acknowledgement to country. I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today and pay my respect to the elders past and present. And I extend that respect to the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who are here on this webinar with us today. So just now onto the AMI. We're a small team at the AMI, but we're a very dedicated team to deliver excellence in customer service and in our program delivery. We've been on a journey for the last 18 months to relaunch and transform the Australian Marketing Institute. And I thank all of our members who've been there with us on that journey. But 2024 is really what we're calling a whole new era for the AMI. It's a whole new world of AMI, which we're going to tell you about today, which I'm extremely excited about. I'm also excited to present a few key members of our team. There certainly are others who you all know, but a lot of these people are some of your key contacts. Lisa Watson, who leads our membership team, Carolyn Heath leading professional development and training, who will be talking to us today. And you can see on screen here. And then Dimitri, who's not here today, who runs our endorsement, accreditation and universities accreditation. So a lot of you would be in contact with them, but there's obviously others as well in our team, Camelia, who runs our state components and our awards program, Sasha in marketing, Isabella in marketing, and then we have others behind the scene in our commercial team with Ange and Prasnil. So great team, and we're all here to help and support and never worry about reaching out if you've got a question of anyone. And sorry, Katia, who's driving the slides today, who's in the training team. Sorry, Katia. Okay, about AMI. AMI is all about guiding your important career. And what we do with guiding your marketing career is we ignite brilliance. And we ignite brilliance in marketers so that they can go further. It's important that most of us really want to go further in our careers. And how we do that is through what we call our 4 Cs. Through, first of all, connections, which is networking, state events, and our all-important mentoring program that we have. Through curated content, our training courses, our professional development. I'm really excited for Carolyn to present that to you today. That's been completely revamped in the last 6 months. We also have revamped our thought leadership webinars, which is part of your membership. And personally, Katia, Carolyn and myself work on those to ensure that we have the highest level of people who will be in those webinars. And then finally, we've revamped our newsletter, the Australian Marketer, which comes out once a month to have more thought leadership and more details of what's going on at the AMI. So if you don't read anything, probably just read that one thing would be a good newsletter to read. That and the training newsletter that comes out would be the ones I'd say to look out for. And just a tip on newsletters and EDMs. If any of you have our Microsoft Outlook, often it will end up in your other box or not in your focus box. So go and have a look. You might find a few EDMs lurking in there. And then we have celebration. So we have recognition through our Certified Practicing Marketer and also through our Excellence Awards. And then finally, the last area, which is around credentials, has been where our biggest change has happened. We've always had industry credentials and course credentials, but we now have our AMI competency framework that I'm going to tell you about today, which is going to be integral in the AMI membership. So let's move on to the AMI Marketers Competency Framework. We've been working on this for 2 years in AMI, and we've been doing this in conjunction with the Chartered Institute of Marketing out of the UK, the Irish Institute, the European Institute. I've also spoken to the Americans and the Canadians. So it really truly has been a global collaboration in terms of ensuring that we have a competency framework that is representative of what are the skills that you need to be a marketer today. Plus, we also went out and spoke to 50 CMOs across Australia. This will be the cornerstone of how you'll grow as a marketer, how you stay relevant, and how you succeed in your career. And you may say, well, why marketing competencies are important? Because as marketers, we need to build great brands. And to do so, we need to be proficient and we need to be relevant in our skills. Of any profession in the C-suite at the moment, it probably is the one profession that has changed so significantly over the last 10 years. And we need this at every stage of our career. This is not just a thing that you need when you're first entering your career. I can say personally, I've ensured that I've stayed relevant throughout my career by constantly upskilling, and it's the only way that I've probably been able to power my career further. So let's just move on to what is this framework. So the framework is 25 competencies that we have mapped out across 5 levels. So there's 5 levels of proficiency. It helps you on your career journey. It's also great for leaders. So if you're a leader of a team of marketers, it's also great to use this as a tool to have those critical development discussions with your team. And nowhere else in Australia is there a guide like this that's available. And I can tell you one company that I've been working with is now using the competency framework to actually map out all of the roles that they have in their team in terms of what are the competencies that are required for that role. So there's lots of different ways you can use this. And again, if you want to have any conversation with me ever about that, please come and have a chat and I can tell you about ways to use the competency framework. Okay, let's move on. It's got 3 categories. It has marketing competencies, business competencies, and people competencies. And if we go into detail about what they look like, in the marketing competencies, there's 5 core competencies: insights, customer experience, strategy, brand, and digital. And then we have more technical competencies, which we go into there, and then business competencies and people competencies. So you can access this in the Member Hub in full detail. So those of you who are members, you can get the full document and all of this. You go into the website and you go onto Training tab, and then there is Competencies Framework there. You make sure you're logged in and you will be able to get all of this plus the career guide. So you can get this right now as a member. If you're not a member, you can actually download the career guide and you can have a little taster. We'd love to have a conversation with you about becoming a member to obviously get this important information. So let me just quickly run through an example for you, starting with competency number 1, which is insights. On insights, basically, we give you a definition. So I'm not going to read the whole thing out, but it's over there on the right-hand side. Sitting at the heart of marketing, essentially for developing deep understanding. We tell you what that competency is. Then we go on to 5 levels of proficiency for that competency. And those 5 levels of proficiency are all the way from beginner up to expert. And this depends on your level of knowledge and experience in that. So you may have very limited knowledge as a beginner versus as an expert, you're actually a mastery of that knowledge and you're actually applying that in business at the very highest level. So let me show you what those definitions may look like. In this instance, for insights, in the first instance, for beginner, you're recognizing and you're gathering information. This is the type of behavior you're exhibiting if you're a beginner. But if you're an expert in this, in insights, you're actually defining and prioritizing an organization's insights program. So you can see how you can easily use this to see, well, where do I sit? What type of behavior am I exhibiting? And where do I want to get to for the role that I'm in or the future role I want to be in? Then we've taken all of that and we've put it against the 5 competency levels, beginner to expert, and we've aligned that to roles. to show where you would be as a beginner in a marketing role all the way up to an expert. So from a generalist marketer, graduate, all the way up to a CMO, CEO level at 15 plus years experience. We've then mapped that typical career stage against our membership levels. So whether you're a student, a career starter, most people are professional members, but then we have certified practicing marketer members and fellows. I'll talk to you about how you become one of those later, and I would encourage you all to do that throughout your career and have that as an aspiration. And then there's a post-nominal. Now, the post-nominal, everyone goes, well, what do I do with that? What do I do with a PAMI, P-A-M-I? Well, the next page will show you. We have some great new badges, which you can actually use on your socials. So I'd encourage you to use these. These are recognition of your membership, recognition of being a certified practicing marketer. A lot of them have already been updated on LinkedIn. If you go and have a look at your LinkedIn, we've updated it to our new logo that you can see here, that I hope you all agree that our new logo is very much more in what you would expect from a marketing organisation, modern and dynamic. And I'm very proud that we've got something that looks so great now out there to represent us. So go out and use those proudly in your socials. And then how do we tie it all together? So how it all comes together then is that you have the competency framework, you have a career guide you can download and you can use to say, well, where do I sit on each one of these competencies and where do I want to go? And I would encourage you to use that for not only your career plan, and if you don't have a career plan, I would get one because you'll end up somewhere you don't want to be. But also I would encourage you to get a development plan. I've had a development plan throughout my entire career. We call it a 70-20-10, 70% of your development plan you learn on the job and in your current role, because you're always learning and growing in a current role. 20% maybe through projects or assignments you may take on. And then 10% is where we can also come in training, professional development, webinars, conferences, and also through mentoring as well, is another great way to actually develop too. So I would encourage you, if you're not being pushed to do that in the organisation you're in, as an individual, I would be doing this yourself, because it's a really important thing in terms of knowing where you want to go and where you want to upskill. And I certainly have done this for myself and worked out where I wanted to upskill, so I remained a relevant marketer in my career. So that is the competency framework. Very quickly, we also have the mentoring program, which is kicking off right now. So if anyone is interested in our mentoring program, we'll just go, we have mentor positions and mentees. We would love some great mentors. You must be a CPM level to be a mentor. It is a really rewarding thing to be a mentor. I did it myself for the last 2 years. I love mentoring people. And I would encourage you as a senior marketer to sign up to be a mentor. The mentees program, we will be kicking off as well very soon. The key dates are on the next page. The applications are already open and we will be doing the matching process in April, and the whole program will run May to November. So if you're interested in that program, please sign up. I'm also really pleased to be able to say that this year, and delighted I should also say, to have Kate Young from ANZ. ANZ are a great supporter of AMI and they're also the sponsor of the Emerging Marketers program. So it'd be great to have Kate as a patron this year for the Emerging Marketers program. A great marketer and one who can instill a great lot of insight to everyone about their marketing career. And so on that note, I'm actually now going to hand over to our professional development and training lead, Carolyn Heath, to talk to you more about training. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bronwyn. Okay, we have just spent the last few months really looking at what is available all over the world. And with that, we have curated over 100 courses to support AMI's competencies. Next slide, please, Katja. So these include webinars, half-day live workshops, cohort-based learning, and on-demand self-paced courses. They are short and they are long. They cover all different types of learning tools and techniques. And we also offer a bespoke training for our partners or for organisations that may require a more tailored approach for their team. And if anyone is interested in that, they can access the form on the website. They're also welcome to contact me at any time. But let's take a deep dive now at each of these three, the webinars, masterclasses, on demand. So the webinars are kicking off as of today. So they generally are about an hour. They run during lunch hours. They're free for members. And what we're trying to do here is really deliver content that is interesting, informative, or hot. So last year we've done topics at the Times around, you know, what's happening in Facebook, what's happening with ChatGPT, but then we want to add to that more interesting stories and information and learning pieces so that they can access, you can access a whole range of content. So kicking off in February, we've got visual storytelling and design thinking with Simon Banks. Another one in May, which I really highly recommend everyone attends, is strategic networking with Wendy Lloyd Curley. I think networking is a really important skill that we need to have as marketers. And then for the senior marketers out there, how to become a board member. You need to start thinking about that journey. So these will be updated through EDM. So I do encourage you to read them and just register for anything that you're interested in. If you're a non-member, it's $50, and if you're a member, it's free. I would also like to add that every webinar is recorded, including this one, and it is available in the Member Hub under Member Content. So only members can access these webinars. And in there, you will see that we have every webinar that we ran last year. So there's still a lot of great content that you can access there. Next, let's have a look at masterclasses. This is where we've spent quite a lot of time really looking at how we can support the competencies and provide courses that are interesting, challenging, thought-provoking, but informative, so that marketers can develop the skills that they need to move ahead. We've added about 17 new instructor-led courses. And these will, some of the more popular courses will run, you know, 2 times a year, maybe 3 times a year. A lot of other courses will only run once a year. So depending on demand, we will review these, and we will freshen this up every time. We will be launching this at 6 months at a time. So here you have the first 6 months or 5 months, because we start in Feb, of on-demand live courses. We're going to add to this New Zealand marketing masterclasses as well, because we have a special arrangement with them. And there will be also some classes with the Governance Institute of Australia that we'll be adding in here. So a couple of things just to highlight. We have a marketing series, brand principles through to brand strategy and marketing plans, run by Lisa Rees-Allen. Very good three level of marketing courses. This is great for anyone that needs to recap on their skills of marketing, or new members that are coming through. We have a finance series, finance for marketers and commercial acumen for senior marketers. Two new courses, very good. I sat through most of them, both of those courses last year. And I've got to say that we cover all of the elements that you need, particularly as you become more senior and you need to present to the executive team and to boards. ChatGPT and copywriting is a very popular course right now. We're delivering that course through the lens of a copywriter. So you're actually going to learn from a copywriter how to use ChatGPT. And that's really super important for today's marketers, particularly as we we need to write our own copy and drive our social media. So I would encourage you, I don't know about you, but I have had some pretty unsuccessful attempts and some pretty successful attempts. So it's a really good course. 2 more, effective feedback, how to inspire action without tension, helping those on leadership, and present like a pro. And this is all about personal impact. This is another soft skill that marketers need in order to manage meetings both offline and online, particularly in today's environment where we really need to communicate virtually. So moving then into the third-party self-paced learning, we have two very, very strong partnerships. For digital marketing, we've partnered with the Digital Marketing Institute. They are, I would say, the global leader for digital marketing. They are in the American Marketing Association. They're all through Europe and the UK. The DMI Pro Diploma of Digital Marketing is the #1 digital marketing diploma globally. We've added to that now about another, I think, 15 courses. Some of these are short courses. They're only 8 hours for only $595. And then even a DMI expert. So if you really are proficient and you want to do, I would say, a degree level diploma, I don't know if that makes sense, but it's backed by a university, then the DMI expert is also very good to look at. For social media, we've partnered with the Social Media College, who is an Australian organisation, but they're also global now. And as a result of that, they're now pricing in US dollars. So these guys have, look, we have 2 levels of learning. The first level is Social Media Essentials. For a small fee, you get access to over 100 courses that covers everything that you need to know about social media. But what's super interesting about what the Social Media College are offering is they've now labelled a new level of learning called Social Media Pro. And what they're doing there is they're adding daily coaching to the program. So that means that you can learn whatever topic you might be doing, whether it's a TikTok course or strategy or copywriting or Facebook or Insta. And then if you have a question or you've actually implemented a program, you're not really quite sure, you want some feedback, you have an opportunity to tune in every day to participate in group coaching. So I think that's a phenomenal tool for anyone who, and as we know, social media is very much something that you learn on the job. So the next 2 partners that we have are the Chartered Institute of Marketing, long-time partner of the AMI. We have 5 courses really focusing on brand marketing, and we think they're the best in that area. And then we have new to AMI, the Governance Institute of Australia. So here we have some short courses on demand, some certificates, and also the Effective Directors course. These will be delivered both online and face-to-face in different states, and really offering senior marketers assistance, understanding risk, managing frameworks, ethics, culture, that whole piece that you need to really understand when you're communicating to boards and to the executive team. And then finally, super exciting, this is not available yet, but we are working on making this available this year. We have done a partnership arrangement with Emeritus, who are an organisation in the US, and we've curated 23 courses from the leading prestigious business schools in the US. So anything from MIT to Wharton, Cambridge and Columbia. These are the 23 courses, and we have a special offer of 15% off discount for all AMI members to if they choose to take up these courses. So I'm super excited about that. That'll be coming in the next few months on our website. And I think that concludes the training part. So I'll hand back to you, Bronwyn, to talk through the membership benefits. You're on mute.
Thank you, Carolyn. That was great. And as we said before, really has stepped up our training, and it is in line with our competency framework. So it should be easy to go and work out if you need to upskill in a competency, how you do that. There's some other membership areas that I just wanted to summarise, and I've put it all onto one page for you because we've talked already about quite a lot of our membership benefits. So in the career pathway area, there's obviously your digital badges, your certificates, your post-nominals. There's access to the competencies and the career guide, which is really critical. You go and look at that. As I said, after this, I would go down and start looking at that as a member. There's free access, as Carolyn just said, to the webinars, And we also have an AMI job hub, and I would also encourage you to go and look at that. You can actually get a CV reviewed on the job hub. You go through a supplier that we have there. We have networking opportunities. We've just, with all of our state committees, refreshed our state committees, and they're all very, very excited and starting to meet and planning networking opportunities from everywhere, from Perth to Hobart to Brisbane and everywhere in between throughout this year. And I hope to see a lot of you at a lot of those networking events. We also have industry events which have varying degrees of discounts, access to our AMI Knowledge Hub. I would suggest you go and have a look at the Knowledge Hub. We haven't put a lot in here today about it, but it really is where all of our blogs are. It's where podcasts are. We have an arrangement with MI3, which is probably the best marketing news outlet in Australia, around their best articles and their curated content that is turning up there. If you're a CPM, if you read any of those articles, you'll get points towards your CPD and your continuing professional development. So the Knowledge Hub is a really important place to go and have a look. And then finally, you know, you do get discounts on the training that Carolyn talked about. As a professional member, you get a 30%, and if you're a CPM, you actually get 40% discount on courses. We have other partner benefits that we add ongoing that are just there for you and are always available on the website. Independent IDA, if you're interested in getting an audit on your website, come and talk to me, because we've actually done this and I can tell you about it, but it's actually a really good thing to do. We have 10% on Dell products, 10% on Growth Faculty, and the CMO Council, you can actually access and join up to their newsletter, which is actually very insightful and free. And then there's a discount on their premium access. So again, go and explore some of these things on our website. Certified Practicing Marketer, I'd like to just take a moment to talk about, because this is a trust mark of a marketing professional. And I think in an industry that is changing so critically, it's really important that we maintain the standard of professionalism and integrity and ethics within marketing. And this really is a signature of those people. It is the designated only peak professional benchmark of its type in the Asia Pacific region, and it formally recognises your education that you've achieved in marketing and your successful application of that marketing knowledge and practice and skills, so your career. I would encourage you to apply for that. The pathway is on the next slide, which I'm not going to go through every single element of it, but essentially become a professional AMI member, or you could apply today as a CPM. We would review you, which is part of the assessment piece that happens. So you really need to be about 10 years plus. It is a point system. It is a panel that reviews you based on what your career, your education, and the application of that. And I actually am the final sign-off on who actually goes through that process. But you then need to maintain your designation. So this year we are relaunching our PMP program to be in line with other professions, which I'm pleased to be able to say we're calling it the Continued Professional Development, CPD, the same as accountants have, the same as engineers have, and other professions. We will be going out to our Certified Practicing Marketer community to talk more about how you're going to do that this year. We also will be auditing that, and those 100 points will be necessary to remain as a Certified Practicing Marketer. And it's easy to do. I mean, you can actually read some of the articles on our website. You can join webinars like this. You can go to conferences. You could do some of the great training courses. It will all count towards CPD points for you. But it's important that as professional marketers, we're relevant. There's lots more benefits in being a CPM. A couple of them I want to just point out, which are ones that our CPMs jump at. Our awards judging normally closes pretty quickly because people love being a judge. And as a CPM, you need to be a CPM to be a judge, because we want those high-level marketers to be our judges of our awards. And the same for mentoring. We want our senior marketers with that experience to be our mentors for our younger marketers and our career starters. So there's a couple of really big things there. You also end up on our CPM directory. And then the other thing is that we're going to have an ongoing CPM recognition program through social media that we've already kicked off this year, and we've already highlighted a couple. In fact, Nikki, who I can see on here today, we highlighted in social the other day. So if you're a CPM and interested in being recognised, please reach out to me, because we will be having that as an ongoing campaign around the great people we have as certified practicing marketers in our community. The next slide is around professional indemnity insurance, and this really is for those people who are individual members, not corporate members. But I just wanted to point this out because this is actually a benefit a lot of people don't know that you actually can access if you're a marketing consultant. So a lot of people here on the call are marketing consultants, or at some stage in your career, you may be in between roles where you may do marketing consulting. As a consultant, you'll often be asked to demonstrate the coverage you have for a personal indemnity. I certainly have been asked this when I've done consulting. It's an insurance that you would need to take out, and it would cost you around $1,500 if you were to go and do that. You actually get this as part of your membership as an individual member in AMI, and you get coverage up to a claim of $5 million. All the details are on the website. Again, it's a really good reason to join AMI. And if you know anyone who is a marketing consultant and is looking at professional indemnity insurance, I would suggest they come and have a look at this great benefit that we offer. The next piece is our arrangement with the Chartered Institute of Marketing. I'm pleased to say we've got a great relationship with them out of the UK. You can become a member of the CIM as well. I am personally a fellow and a member of the CIM, and I find a lot of great things that happen over there as well. Some of their webinars, some of their courses, they also have a lot of resources, and you can do that through a flat fee through us as well, and be part of a bigger global community through CIM. Our AMI Marketing Excellence Awards kick off in February the 15th, so just a couple of weeks, and we'll be opening the early birds. I would encourage you to get in early because the entries will close on the 30th of April, and we will be announcing all the finalists in August, with planning at this stage to be booked a gala for the 17th of October, and we'll hope to see you all there. We'll be announcing all of those dates very, very soon, and Camelia is leading all of that for us right now. Events, we have touched on networking events. We have some of those state events starting to come up on our website. The first one on the 7th of February in Adelaide. Thanks, Team Adelaide, for that. We also have a lot of conferences coming up. So we partner with the CMO Summit, we partner with the Growth Faculty, we're partnering with Mumbrella, we're partnering with a number of others, Intrigue Summit this year, and you'll see us across those different dates. But again, what I would encourage you to do is set a date, set a time once a month to go on the website, look at the events, look what training's being added, look what webinars are being added. Just put an hour in your diary or half an hour in your diary once a month just to go and spend the time to just see what's being added, because things are added every single day in terms of events and webinars. And as I said before, and I'll say it again, sometimes the EDMs get lost in the ether, and sometimes if you've got Outlook email, they actually end up in the other bucket. So go looking for our emails, because that's the best way to find out what's happening at AMI and get onto the website. And pick a time, as I said, to just update yourself on that each month, so you're getting the best out of your membership. Now, I've talked a lot. I'm going to end with one slide, which hopefully tries to sum up a lot of what Carol and myself have talked about today. But I've tried to say here's just 8 reasons why you should be part of this thriving marketing community. The number one reason I'd say is this marketing competency framework. It is critical to you and your success in your career. We've got 100 curated courses which are best in class discount, and they are from around the world. And we have looked at all those courses for the learning outcomes of those courses. We have networking opportunities and mentors. We have the world-class certified practicing marketer. We have professional indemnity insurance. We have a knowledge hub, which is a resource tool, and I can say we're going to be adding more to that. I'm looking at putting more templates and tools onto that knowledge hub. We have webinars and member content to stay relevant easily. and we have recognition of your career success and support post-nominals and awards. So there are a lot of reasons to be part of this community. And probably the last one I'd say is just the people you meet and the connections you can make with other marketers, to me, is one of the most important things you can have in your career, not just as a career starter, but all the way throughout your career. So I'd like to just end by saying thank you to everybody for making yourself available today. This webinar will be available as a recording, and it will be on the Knowledge Hub for free. So if you're ever talking to anyone and you want to say, go and see what the AMI are up to, they can just go to our website, or you can share it with anyone. And that's it. Thank you. We'll now go to any of the questions before we do a very quick website tour.
So, no questions at this point. If anyone does, please type in now. Otherwise, while you're doing that, I will get my marketing website up and running. Yep, doesn't look like there's any questions.
No, I think let's go to the website. So
I'm just going to now share my screen. Hopefully everyone can see that.
Yes, thank you.
So this is our new look for the website. I'll just quickly show you around the site. Membership, CPM, PI insurance. So if anyone really wants to find their insurance, scroll down here and you can actually download your certificate of currency. Once you've logged in, it will actually put your name on the certificate. Otherwise, Lisa in the membership team can help you with that. Training, this is where I am every day, looking at the training calendar. So here we have a whole lot of the webinars, bespoke training, AMI mentoring, BetAssess, the competency framework. You can also then look at the training calendar. So we will update these regularly. You can actually search, if you only want a masterclass, you can easily search this way. If you want just a webinar, if you want to search by competency, let's say we do content creation and I want masterclass, you can see there. And then obviously you then, so if we go to here, you click on this, and then it will take you to the detail page where you can register depending on your level, whether you're a member, a CPM or a non-member. To go back, it's just easier to use the arrows. The training calendar is for everything that's scheduled, that has dates. And these tend to be live, and we'll be updating and adding more to these every month. We then have on-demand courses. So you'll see here are our partners. There's another partner that we're working with that is not yet on board, which is the Chartered Accountants Association. For ANZ, they do a lot of work in data analytics, so we're looking to add some of their courses to our program. And here you'll see the Digital Marketing Institute courses, Social Media College, etc. And so you can easily search for the programs that you're interested in. And over time, in the next 2 weeks, you'll see the Governance Institute of Australia, and then the Chartered Accountants Association and all the prestigious emeritus courses. You can also search training by competency. So this is something that, you know, if you're looking for, let me see, brand, here you go. It's giving you all the webinars and masterclasses that relate to brand. Again, go backwards up there. So that's another way to search. You've got your marketing competency framework here. Now, you actually have to be a member to get access to the framework. You can download the free guide and put your details through, and then you will get a lovely call from Lisa in the membership team. If you are a member, you can log in here and you literally just put in your details, log in, and now you're in the member hub. So from here, you've got the marketing framework. You can download here, and you can also download the assessment guide. If you were to look at training, it takes you out of the member hub and back into the calendar. So if you need to go back to the member hub, you just need to click back the arrow. And very importantly, I want to demonstrate here in this menu icon, the member content. This is where you will find all the webinar recordings. And here you can see these are all the recordings from the last 12 months. And beyond, there's some there from 2022 and podcasts. So that gets updated every week after a webinar. And then to go back to the website itself, Knowledge Hub. So this is available to everybody, not just members, but here you'll see a lot of content, articles, news, podcasts, and webinars through our partner MI3. So in one place, you'll find all the latest news that we think is relevant for Australian marketers to know and understand. And if we go to webinars here, this is where we actually offer 3 webinars free of charge to non-members, and this will be where the member benefits will sit. So I think that's probably all you need to know about the AMI website.
Carolyn, that was a great tour for everybody. And if there's no other questions, I think at 1:15 at 45 minutes, we said we'd be 40. I would like to say farewell. I look forward to seeing all of our members this year and seeing you all engage with the new AMI. It's wonderful to have you as members, and we look forward to more. So take care.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.